Hello students, welcome to this lesson on art. Today we'll look at tones in pencils and colored pencils. Tones refers to the light and dark values used to shade an object. Tones are created by the light falling on an object. First of all, let's consider a space without light. An object is displayed. Can you see it? Light reveals the roundness of this object through tones. Can you identify the source of light? The object is more clear now. The effect of light on an object helps us to understand its form better. Well, artists make use of tones in their artworks. Rembrandt made a study of his self-portrait in pencil before making a painting. Kelly Lahore, a contemporary artist, portrays her pet in colored pencils. Different grades of pencils give different results. Softer pencils are named B pencils and harder ones are named H. Now, we'll look at the making of a value chart with a few drawing techniques. A value chart helps us to understand that the effect of light on an object is gradual. I use vertical linear movement to create tones in the first row. You have surely noted that the light source is from the right. Here, for the stippling technique, I play with dots. When dots are closer, tones are darker. For the hatching technique, tones are obtained by making lines closer in one direction. It's just a play of crossed lines when using the cross-hatching technique. Tones are darker when cross lines are closer. Now, let us look at how tones are shown through drawing. In this sketch, tones are suggested by quick directional lines. Subtle tones give a better indication of the characteristics of an object. Several techniques of pencil shading exist. Lines are also used to create tones. Pencils are perfect for illustration. However, it is recommended to use different pencils to render tones properly in an artwork. Well, now that you have been acquainted with pencil grades and value, I'll show you how light transforms simple geometrical shapes into forms. I start by drawing a circle. add a few tones by making circular movements. At this stage, I'm just thinking about a light source. There it is. I must also add the shadow. A circle has been transformed into a sphere. Now I'll draw another shape, a square. We can convert the square into a box by extending these lines. I prefer to add tones following the same light source. This plane is much darker as light doesn't reflect on it. Same light source, it's from the left, it's dark here. It's also important to show the shadow. The third shape is a triangle. Let's say the light source is here. So I have to shade this section very dark because light doesn't get here. Shadow is cast here. So a circle becomes a sphere, a square becomes a cube, and finally a triangle becomes a pyramid. Shading with colored pencils is quite similar to pencil shading. However, we have to use more than one colored pencil when involved in object drawing. Shading with colored pencils cannot be done at one go. Successive layers are used to create tones. Without tones, it would have been difficult to have the effects of a crumpled can. When the hatching technique is used with colored pencils, an artwork becomes highly expressive. Now, I'll show you how to add tones on an apple. First, I draw the shape with a red colored pencil. Otherwise, you can use a graphite pencil. Suggest light and dark areas with yellow. Now you can see where it needs to be lighter and where it must be darker. A new layer is created with red. I use yellow again for blending. Blending is important to get the appropriate tones. Sometimes I use olive green in some areas only. Blue is used instead of black to darken tones. This is because black can destroy tones if the contrast is too heavy. For the shadow, I use red to draw the contour first. I'll also use red to show basic tones first. Darker areas need darker pencils. So I use the same colors I used before: brown, blue, and olive green. This is the final artwork. Dear students, showing tones on objects requires lots of practice. So experiment with graphite pencils and colored pencils as much as you can. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.